with Jay number 16. Welcome. This is once again Jose with Oakland Latinos United. Hopefully, you guys are joining me doing my Sunday night live session, live feed on a Sunday afternoon. See, on a Sunday night at this point, see who joins me, see if more people get on, see if I'm popular enough, see if anybody loves Jose, if anybody wants to even know what I'm doing or what I want to talk about today. But various issues out there that I might want to talk about, maybe want to bring up. Hopefully everybody's doing good. Hopefully you had a good Sunday. It's raining out there. It just started raining hella crazy out there. You know what I mean? But it's all good. We need the rain, you feel me? It always rains game in Northern California, right? But yeah, what's up with everybody? How's everybody doing? Hopefully everybody's Sunday's been good. Let's see if more people join. You know what I mean? We got our Sunday night live feed on a Sunday afternoon, grooving, kicking back. See if anybody else is out there. See if anyone's gonna join us. See if anyone has any questions or any topics maybe we want to bring up. Something about the town or about the Bay Area. You feel me? So what's up with y'all? Who's out there? Nobody else out there? I guess I'm not popular enough, man. I'm not some of these other dudes out here. It's all good. Everybody knows where to reach me. But I'm here on time. This time I'm on time. Last week I was late. They changed the hour last night, so right now technically it should still be 9 o'clock. But it's 10. You know what I mean? But yeah, we gotta get used to the time change, you know what I mean? It should be 10, it should be 9 o'clock right now, but it's 10 o'clock because they changed the time, the daylight savings time. So it is an adjustment, you know what I mean? It takes some getting used to. But yeah, let's see if more people are joining, see what's up with everybody out there. How's everybody doing? How's your day? Hopefully you guys have been good. Hopefully your Sunday was good. I was coming back home and it just started pouring, raining outside badly. But yeah. So what's up? Nobody out there? Wow. I'm not popular anymore, I guess. You know what I mean? But once again, we're live with Jay, Jose out here in Oakland, in the Bay, kicking back, relaxing. I'm just chilling. It's like I don't know. I feel tired today. I went out, kind of did a lot of errands today, and I'm just kind of like glad to be home in bed, chilling. You feel me? It was really good. Just to be chilling, doing this live feed with y'all. Came back in time to do the live feed, so hopefully you guys join me. And you know what I mean. But yeah, you know what I mean. If you guys seen some of the videos I did last week, I did a couple of uh reviews on movies. I'm not sure if you guys got any chance to see those movies. The first movie was called My Culture, and it was about an interracial couple in East Oakland, one black, one raza, and basically, being in an interracial relationship while being in Oakland, dealing with the drama in the town. You know what I mean? It was a pretty good movie. I don't know if some of you guys seen it. It was on Tubi TV. I seen it last week. Another movie that I did a review on was one called East Side Sushi, and that's a movie about a Mexican girl from Oakland, and she's like a fruit seller, and she gets robbed, and then she goes work for a sushi restaurant, and that was made around Oakland too, around Fruitvale, around Lake Merritt, downtown Oakland. Pretty good movie. You guys should check them out. Local movies made by local Oakland people, Oakland folks. So yeah. Hopefully you guys liked it. Thanks for the like. See if more people join in and see what's up. But anybody see any of those videos I made? Like I said, I made 2 reviews of 2 Oakland movies. And one's called My Culture and one's called Tapping In from Stockton. Stockton in the house. But what's up? West Carson TV. ¿Qué ondas? But yeah, I did a review like I was saying. You guys could go check them out on my videos. It was about a movie, two movies. They were made in Oakland. One was called My Culture, and the other one was called East Side Sushi. My Culture was pretty good. It was kind of low budget. It was filmed in East Oakland. They showed around like San Antonio Park, around Fruitvale, around St. Louis. And it's just basically about an interracial couple in East Oakland and the trials and tribulations of being in an interracial couple. You know, there's drama because one of the guys has a cousin who's like a D-boy. The girl has a brother who's a gangbanger in East Oakland, a Chicano. So it's an interesting movie. If you guys get a chance, check it out. It's on Tubi TV. It's called My Culture. And like I said, I did East Side Sushi, which was a movie about a girl from East Oakland, a paisa girl, Mexicana, who sells fruits, and then she gets robbed, and then she goes to work at a sushi restaurant. And yeah, that was a pretty good movie. You guys should check it out. That one's on Netflix, and the other one's on Tubi TV. You know, you could check those out. And yeah. So what's up with everybody? Nobody joining me today? Wow. Usually I have a pretty good crowd today. I'm not popular. I'm not loved, you know. But it's all good. I'll do it all by myself. It's all good. I did another video yesterday where I was randomly driving around East Oakland yesterday. That was the first time I ever did anything like that. I was driving around like East 14th or International, down Foothill, down Fruitvale, you know, showing all the little hoods and shit. So hopefully you guys like that video. I did that one yesterday. Maybe I'll do another one again. Maybe I'll drive through downtown Oakland or West Oakland next time. You know, or maybe another city. Maybe I'll do Hayward or Richmond or some other city. But yeah, what's up, man? Where's everybody at? Where's all my public? Maybe everyone's like off time today because they did change the hour last night. You know? A lot of stuff been going on around the country, around the world. You know what I mean? It's been a year since the COVID shutdown. That was a year ago. Can you believe that? 1 year ago this week, the COVID shutdown happened, where the country shut down because of COVID-19. You know what I mean? That was March of last year. So it's been a year that all that happened. And so much has happened within that year, man. It's crazy. It's crazy how, you know, we were uncertain. And we're still uncertain, but it's just it's been a crazy, hectic year, you know what I mean? And, yeah, I'd never experienced nothing like that in my life. But I can't believe it's already been a year since the COVID shutdown. Exactly a year. And within that year, it's just been crazy. It's been a pretty crazy ride. You know what I mean? Riots, protests, you know, all kinds of different stuff. People dying from the disease. Now they have this vaccine, but do you really trust the vaccine, or do you think it's going to work, or do you not trust it? I don't know. What do you guys think? If you guys are out there, let me know what you think. But it has been a year that the COVID vaccine, the COVID shutdown happened. That was a year ago. I remember I was working at this one job, and yeah, they shut the job down. You know, I was like, what the heck? What am I gonna do? You know what I mean? It was a trip. It was a tricky time. I'd never seen nothing like that before, like a shutdown like that, you know? But it's crazy that it's been a year already that happened. What do you guys think about that shutdown? You know, it's been a year now shutting down. We have to wear masks. Supposedly there's a vaccine, but do you think the vaccine's gonna work, or do you think it's just all hype? What's your take on it? If you guys are on here joining me, let me know what you think. You know what I mean? About the whole shutdown. It's been a year since the shutdown. We've been wearing masks, and we've been, you know, eating outside and staying 6 feet away. That's been a year already. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's been a wild ride. You know what I mean? The protests that happened, the Black Lives Matter protests with George Floyd, and you know, all that stuff happened. The election with Trump and Biden, which I didn't vote for either two of those, for none of those. And yeah, it's just been an interesting ride. Vaccine should work. I'm taking it. Yeah, I might take it. I don't know. I'm still undecided. But it's just been interesting that it's been a year already. And man, time flies, man. It seems like just yesterday that shutdown happened. You know what I mean? And yeah, it took a lot of people. I got a few friends and family members who got it. You know what I mean? I had a friend who got it. One friend who got it told me that he didn't feel much. It just felt kind of like he had a cold. My sister got it really badly, actually. She was in the hospital for like about 2 weeks. She got it last year around like July, I think, something like that. But yeah, it's crazy, man. I'm glad I didn't get that shit. You know what I mean? I really have taken care of myself. You know, down here in SoCal, business restaurants reopening. Yeah, stuff is reopening out here too. You know what I mean? There's slowly, like today, there were some restaurants already that had indoor dining, so not full capacity, but they had some. I can't wait till the gym opens up, man. I want to hit the gym again, man. Hopefully they open up this week. I'm hoping, I'm praying they open up my gym this week because I want to hit the gym again, man. I want to go do some push-ups. you know, I'm getting fat, I say. I'm getting gordito. I need to lose some weight. But yeah, it's been about a year, and yeah, it's been a wild ride. That's all I can say. You know. But yeah, see who else is joining. Nobody else on there, man. I am not popular today. Normally I get a whole bunch of people. Today I only got what, one or two people. But it's all good. We could do it all on our own. Anybody got any questions for me? Anyone thing they want to throw, interject? You know what I mean? Maybe a topic I could talk about. But yeah, you know what I mean. Once again, you're joining Oakland Latinos United. Jose, his weekly live Sunday live feed. I do these live feeds every Sunday at 10. I try to at least. And last week I was late on doing it, but because I got home kind of late that time. But today I was here on time to do it. And plus I was tired. I went out all day, had a bunch of stuff I had to do, and I didn't get back till about an hour ago. And I was just like worn out. Like I'm just glad to be in my bedroom after I get done with this live feed. Yeah, and also, yeah, I just wanna. They changed the time, so we gotta get adjusted to the new time. Right now, technically it should actually be 9, but it's 10. So what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? So what's up? Where's everybody at? Where's all my people? You guys have any questions or any topics you want me to bring up? Anything you want to talk about? I was talking about those of you who are joining me, because I see more people are joining. I was talking about how it's been a year since the COVID shutdown. That was a year ago in March of last year of 2020 is when everything shut down. Where were you at? Were you working? What was going on when they shut everything down? That was weird, man. That was weird. It had some end of the world type of feel to it. I swear, because I remember I was working at this hospital, and they shut down at least the non-medical work. So I was sent home, and I didn't work for a while. You know what I mean? It was a trip, but yeah, that unemployment kind of saved me a little bit. What up, Oakland? What's going down? What's going on to Nando? Nando, who's that? Nando from Sacramento? What's up, blood? How you been? I'm just doing my live feed every Sunday. You know what I mean? What's going on in Sacramento, man? How's Sacktown? Sacktown to Mactown. But I'm out here struggling and surviving in the Bay Area, taking it day by day. But yeah, it's been a year since the shutdown, and yeah, I remember when they shut everything down. Like I said, I was working at this hospital, and they laid off basically all non-essential workers. But I was working for it was just for a survey crew, kind of like I was helping a construction crew, but I wasn't doing construction. I was more like monitoring some whatever. Like it was kind of like security in a way, but it was cool. And then I got laid off because they didn't continue with the project till way later. So it was a trip. It was a trip, man. I remember everyone in the hospital was tripping, like it was the end of the world or something. You feel me? But yeah. And then to top it off, about 2 weeks before the shutdown happened, I had a kidney stone, man. That was pretty bad. That was probably the worst thing I got since all this happened. You know what I mean? Luckily, I urinated that damn kidney stone out. But yeah, man. So where's everybody at, man? What's everybody doing? You know, I see people coming in, coming out. You know, leave me a message. Say what's up. Say que onda. That's how you been. You know, if there anything you want me to talk about, any topic you might want me to bring up, I'm open for it. That's what I'm here. That's why I do these live feeds to talk to you guys. So yeah, man. In what way did the shutdown affect you? Did it affect you in any way? Did it affect your lives, your job, you know what I mean? And you know, those of you who are out there, are you guys gonna take the vaccine? What do you think of the vaccine? You know. And then you had the protest. You know what I mean? The George Floyd protest. So yeah, it was wild. It was wild. Pretty wild. So what's going on? Where's all the people at? Where's all my folks at? I know Sacramento was tapping in. Some dude said he was from SoCal. I was in Hayward last week. Can you tell me what gangs are in Hayward? I don't know too much about the gangs in Hayward. I know the old school gangs, what, like A Street, Campo Ramos, what, South Garden was a Sureño gang. Uh, like South Hayward, like Tennyson, Pompano, what else? Manning Block, the Hogs, what, Palmacia, and a couple other little hoods, you know. West side, I think West End, Hayward. But yeah, I basically know like the old cliques, like Two Seb, you know, A Street. You know, I don't know too much about what. The only new gang I heard about was those Hogs, the 211 Manning Block Hogs. I heard about them, but yeah, man, the Haystack. I was just there the other day. I was there Saturday. I was in Hayward. You know, I do stories on gangs. I want to cover some NorCal gangs. Well, I gave you some of them right there. I'm sure there's some newer cliques. I was just in Hayward Saturday. I was out there. I went to the mall out there and I was hanging out there for a little bit. And the Haystack, you know. What it do, player? What's up, man? More people joining in. How you been, Cepeda? You know what I mean? Just on here chilling, relaxing, you know. Trying to see if more people join for we could get a bigger conversation. But if you weren't joining, I was talking. The topics I talked about so far was about the two movies I reviewed last week, which was My Culture and East Side Sushi, and also I was talking about the 1 year anniversary of the shutdown for COVID. That was a year ago, and about the you know what you call it, the vaccine, and yeah, what have we been doing all this year? It's been a weird ride for sure. I never seen nothing like it in my lifetime. But yeah, somebody wanted to know about gangs in Hayward. But you know, I'm not up to date on who's out there these days. I know what I remember, you know, from back in the days. You know, I'm not even up to date who's out there in Oakland these days. I don't know. You know, it's a whole new generation from the people I used to know. Yeah, know. But I know there's some fools still out there doing their thing. And that's how it goes. I heard Salinas has major gangs. Can you tell me what streets I can go to? I don't know. I'm not from Salinas, bro. That's you have to ask someone from Salinas. I don't know nothing about Salinas. You know, I could tell you about Oakland. I could tell you about Hayward. I can tell you about Berkeley, Richmond, but Salinas. I don't know nothing about Salinas. Maybe San Francisco, but yeah, Salinas. You'd have to ask a Salinero, someone from the Salad Bowl. I've only been there once or twice in my life personally. Don't know much about it. Why? Why are you writing about gangs? What are you writing, a book or something, or making a documentary about it? You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know too much about Salinas. I think I've been told that Like the hood part of Salinas is supposedly like East Side Salinas, but that's what I was told. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not from out there. So no sé, brother. I don't know. No tengo una idea. But I could probably tell you about hoods around here. But yeah, man, where's everybody at? How's everybody doing? I see more. Any good movies you guys seen? Anything out there interesting? You know? But yeah. Any good books? Anybody read any good books lately? One book that I've been wanting to read again is called Occupied America. Has anybody ever read that book, Occupied America by Rudy Acuna? It's about the Chicano history, the history of the Chicano movement, and the history of Mexican Americans in the United States. It's an interesting book. I read it a long time ago, and I want to read it again because I'm kind of want to catch up to it. It's called Occupied America. If you're interested in like Chicano history, I know a lot about Chicano history, especially on the local level, like Oakland, Bay Area. There's a lot of history here that people don't know about that needs to be talked about. You know what I mean? A lot of organizations that once existed in Oakland. What, the Chicano Revolutionary Party, the Brown Berets were out here. La Raza Unida Party had a chapter out here. A lot of these groups worked with the Black Panthers. There was like black and brown solidarity at the time. And yeah, man, it's a story that doesn't get talked about. We hype up gangsters and criminals, but we never really look at the intellectual side of our people. You know what I mean? That's one thing that whatever Cesar Chavez was incarcerated in Salinas. Actually, Cesar Chavez grew up in San Jose, and he started his political activism in Oakland, believe it or not, and in San Jose. And then he started going out to the Central Valley, and then he went out to Salinas too. But he originally started out in the big cities, organizing in Oakland and in San Jose, because he lived in East San Jose at the time when he was young. Cesar Chavez is an interesting character. That's all I could really say. You know what I mean? I've read a lot about him, and very interesting character. That's all I could say. But if you go to Hayward, I would suggest to check out Northside Hayward, South Hayward. Those are probably the more hood areas. I'm gonna cover NorCal soon. Modesto, Hayward, Merced, Oakland, etc. Yeah, I don't know much about Modesto or Merced. I have a homie who's from out that way. But I know more about the Bay Area, bro. About this area where I live, Oakland, Richmond, Vallejo, Hayward, Berkeley, some parts of Berkeley, West Side Berkeley, South Berkeley. Even though Berkeley is gentrified as hell now, it's not the same as it used to be. There's also the outer cities, too. You gotta remember, like Antioch, Concord, Pittsburgh, Redwood City as well in the South Bend Peninsula, East Palo Alto, Dakota and Union City, some parts of Newark, some parts of Fremont, There's barrios out there, there's hoods. Even Marin County got barrios, shit, like the Canal in San Rafael, I think some parts of Novato too, A lot of hoods and barrios around the Bay Area. And that's how it goes. In SoCal, I already covered Santa Ana, East LA, and Compton. I've never been to Santa Ana. I've been to East LA and Compton. I haven't been out that way in many years. I remember Antioch used to be the boonies. Yeah, I remember I used to work in Antioch back in, I want to say, 98, 99? No, it was more like 2000, 2001. And it was mostly all white people out there. It was kind of like a wood town, like a lot of hicks. You know what I mean? There weren't very many black or brown people there. I mean, look at Woody, bro. Woody was a white boy norteño from there. But yeah, it was kind of like a wood town. A lot of rednecks. At that time, there weren't that many like people of color in Antioch. Most of like the people of color, like blacks and Latinos, were in Pittsburgh, but Antioch was mostly like poor white trash kind of at that time, from what I remember, because I used to work over there off of Putnam. I don't know if you know where that's at. And then later on, the company moved over there by what's that street called? I think I want to say Lone Tree. No, not Lone Tree. I can't remember. Kind of by the old Antioch Mall, kind of in that area, you know. But yeah, I remember Antioch back then was just like it was mostly white people, bro. It wasn't really that hood yet either, you know. Like I said, I worked there for about um for about 2 or 3 years. That was probably like from 2000 till about 2003, I want to say 2004. I used to work at this really well-paying job at the time over there, and yeah, I worked there for a few years because I had good benefits and I made good money. But yeah, that was back in the days. But I remember Antioch was just like kind of a kind of like a hick town. No offense to people from Antioch, but that's just kind of how I remember it. You know. So what's up, man? Where's everybody at? Where you tapping in from? I see some people on here. Are more people gonna get on? What's going on? What's the word in the streets? What you want me to talk about? Anything you want to talk about? Any videos I made? Anything I covered that you might want to bring up? Anybody see any of the movies I covered? I made two videos of two movies that I made. Not that I made two videos that I made about two movies made in Oakland. Let me retract that. But yeah, man. Like I said, I'm doing my live feed every Sunday. So hopefully you guys are joining in. I did a random live feed yesterday where I was driving around East Oakland. I drove through like Fruitvale all the way into the deep east. Some of you might have checked that out. But yeah. Thanks for answering my questions. No problem. You have any questions about Oakland? I see you haven't asked me anything about the town. I mean, I could tell you about hella hoods in Oakland. But yeah, man. I don't know who's active out there, but I can tell you about a lot of hoods that I remember. It might be active still, but yeah, man. But yeah, it was raining hella hard outside a little while ago when I was coming home. It was hella raining. I wasn't expecting it to rain tonight for some weird reason, and it just rained. But we need the rain. We all know it rains game in Northern California. But yeah, so who's out there, man? What's going on? Drop me a line, drop me a message. Let me know what's up with you, where you at, where you calling from, what you doing. Yeah, man. This is Jose with Oakland Latinos United. What streets can I go to in Oakland? Want to get the neighborhood gang tour? You're talking about black hoods or Raza hoods? You know what I mean? Raza barrios or black neighborhoods? Because I could tell you both. Any? I mean, alright, Raza barrios. I'll tell you Raza barrios. What, 36 Ave, East 7th Street. You go through Jingletown, East 9th Street. Uh, 36 and 38th Ave are old school Norteño hoods. Um, 41st is an old school gang. 41st Cycles. You go to the 60s, 61st, 65th, 63rd, all that area is a UNT hood. Um, the 50s got some hoods over there, like 51st, 53rd, all in that area. Also the deep, like 94th. That's the old Border Brotherhood. I don't know if they're still active out there. There was also East 15th, which is East 15th and 23rd Ave. That's Quince, you know. There's Mitchell Street, you know. You got the 6-9 Ville. You got Funktown. You know, you got the Murder Doves, the Shady 80s, the Hunnix, you know, West Oakland Acorns, Campbell Village, Dogtown, Ghost Town. You got a lot of places, bro. Oakland's big, bro, and they got a lot of hoods. You know, a lot of hoods. Too many to name. Oakland's gotten very gentrified too. A lot of areas that used to be very hood, like my neighborhood where I'm from originally, like East 7th Street, that area is hella gentrified now. You know, it's not the same. Jingletown, all that area. Fruitvale. There's still a lot of raza out there, but it's getting gentrified badly around there. You know, they're building like condos for white people, like like crazy. You know, they want to get rid of us, that's for sure. Yeah, I don't live in that neighborhood no more, but compared to like when I was a youngster, man, it's changed there a lot for sure. It ain't the same, that's for sure. But yeah, man, who's joining me? I guess I ain't got a lot of people on here today. That's why I'm not talking about much. Usually, when I have a lot of people, I talk about all kinds of stuff because people are bringing me all kinds of subjects to talk about. Today, I'm just a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more tired. That's why I'm not talking as much as I normally do. You know, and I usually have like 1,000 things I want to talk about. I had a hard time finding graffiti in Hayward. I was walking on A Street. I don't know. I've seen some before, but I don't know. You know, it just depends what hood you're in, I guess. You know, in Oakland, you'll see all kinds of graffiti all over the fucking place, especially tiger graffiti. You see a lot of it. You know, I don't see as much gang graffiti in general as I used to. You know, like when I was young, you would see gang graffiti all over Oakland. But now it's like you don't see it as much as you used to. You might see it from time to time, but when I was young, it used to be everywhere. You know, all over the place. That and tiger graffiti, both. You know. But yeah, what's going on with everybody? Where's everybody at, man? It looks like nobody wants to join me today. I'm not popular. Nobody likes me. It's all good. Whether I have 2 people, 3 people, I'll keep on doing this. You feel me? We'll build an audience. Some weekends is good, some is not. Gangs kind of got out in Oakland. It seems like they did. They used to have a lot of them, but I don't see as many as I used to. Man, Oakland's so damn expensive, and everyone's struggling so hard, man. Most people are trying to survive than being out there killing each other. There's still hella crime in Oakland, though. A lot of fools still be pulling licks and doing crazy shit out there. Especially the blacks, they be doing a lot of that stuff, you know. But yeah, man, gangs and selling crack and man, all that. I grew up around all that stupid shit. That shit was wild, you know. But Oakland ain't the same as like it was in the '90s or '80s, or even 2000s. It's changed a lot compared to what it used to be like, you know. I remember Oakland used to be like top 5 most dangerous cities in America. 2005, yeah, 2005 it was pretty wild. That's when the Norteños and the Border Brothers and Sureños were fighting, and then the black dudes were still fighting over drugs. It was off the hook, man. That was during the hyphy era. I remember, I'm old enough to remember 92 when Oakland had the highest homicide rate it ever had in its history. It came up to like almost 200. You know what I mean? It was like 180 almost or something like that. That was in 1992. So between 89 till like 93, 94, Oakland was like the murder capital of the world. It was just bad. Like there was just killings all the time. You know what I mean? Fools were fighting over drug turf, the crack epidemic, gangs too. There was a lot of Norteños, a lot of Border Brothers at the time. There were also Asian gangs. There was a lot of like Cambodian and Vietnamese gangs. So it was bad. It was rough. It was really rough at that time. You know, it ain't nothing like that no more that I know of, you know. But there still are killings and shit. Like last year, the homicide rate in Oakland was pretty bad, actually. I forget how many got killed, but it wasn't the high numbers, you know. I seen a shooting last year over there in by Jingletown off of Fruitvale. Some dudes were shooting at somebody in a parking lot of that shopping center right there on off of Fruitvale and East Ninth, down there by Jingletown. To the outer west of NF, it said north was red because it represents the blood, shit, and streets. I don't know too much about it, bro. I don't know a lot about prison politics, bro. I never went to jail, so I only went to Santa Rita one time in my life. To me, I just find saying nothing to celebrate if you think about it, or basically killing our own stupid, bro. Yeah, all it is, bro. Whether you're selling drugs or you're a D-boy, or claiming this hood, that hood, or you're a Norteño, Sureño, Crip, Blood, whatever, you're just killing your own, man. You're just committing self-genocide or going to jail and filling up the prisons. It doesn't benefit no one. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I watch some of the other prison channels sometimes. I ain't gonna lie, I watch them. But to me, it's more like entertainment. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to name drop, but I watch some of the Chicano prison channels on there. But sometimes I watch it just as entertainment. The same way I would watch American Me or something. You know what I mean? But it's not something I glorify. That's for damn sure. You know what I mean? Because I done known way too many young homies back in the days that got killed, got thrown in jail. You know what I mean? And blood in the fields. I'm not sure. Hey, why don't you read a book called Occupied America by Rudy Acuna? That's a book about the Chicano movie. That's about the Chicano movement. That's a positive book about raza. You know what I mean? Bro, I've been watching your channel since 2010. Thanks, bro. My channel's been around, since 2007. I was barely like in my early 30s. I'm 43 already. Shit. But yeah, thanks, bro, for watching me. But you remember back then, my videos were more political. They were more politically charged. Like I was into protesting and going to like marches and stuff. But I don't know. I just kind of outgrew that stuff. I'm not really into that stuff anymore. But at the time, I wanted to change the world. I wanted to be the next Cesar Chavez, the next Chicano revolutionary. But I noticed that, I don't know. I'm not saying it can't happen, but I had other priorities in life. You know what I mean? But I'm still all about la raza, man. I'm still all about my people. I want to see the betterment of my people. I don't want to see. Look, man, I grew up in the 90s. And I've seen way too many of our youth get caught up in drugs and gangs. I want to see something new. I want to see our youth make it, man. I want to see our youth go to colleges. Instead of filling up prisons, I want to see our youth in college. You know what I mean? I want to see our youth being doctors and lawyers, working in the tech industry, making money. You know what I mean? The streets, there's no future in it, man. I've been on those streets. There's no future out there, man. There's none. There's always consequences to that stuff, too. It's never going to get you anywhere good. That's what I try to tell people. People think that I'm full of shit because I'm not some hardcore Vato Loco, but I grew up around the hardcore Vato Locos, and I could tell you, man, it doesn't end nowhere good. You know what I mean? It just takes you down a dark path. Takes you down a dark path, and it takes you to an early grave, or to many years in prison, or many years of just problems, or to drug addiction, or to homelessness. I know a few homies that I grew up that were gangbanging, selling dope, doing all the shit, deep in the game, and I see them now, bro. Some of them are homeless, living under overpasses, dope fiend out in the streets. It happens, you know what I mean? I never went down that path. I never liked doing drugs, bro. I haven't smoked a joint of weed since 2016, And I never did hard drugs. I never really liked drinking alcohol. I'm a square bear. That's, I mean, it is what it is, I never was about that life, you feel me? I was about other things. And I'm all about positivity, All the negativity stuff is just, like I said, yeah, I'll talk about hoods and gangs and stuff from time to time. But, there's more to life than that, man. That's real. There's way more to life than that. Like me, I play music. I'm planning on maybe going back to college, going back to school. You know. And I do other things. I always keep my mind positive. I try not to get caught up in the negativity because it's just toxic. You know what I mean? I try to stay away from toxic people in general because it doesn't get you nowhere. And for many years, the problem with me was that I didn't follow my dreams. You know, I procrastinated or I followed what other people deemed of me being of doing instead of following my own dreams. And now I'm trying to follow my own dreams and do my own thing. You know, and I'm still doing Oakland Latinos United after all this time. I do it because I love talking to the community. I love trying to spread positive and awareness of things. And some of you might say I would be going to school in my junior high. Half my points had been built wound, bullet wounds, and turned not uncommon back then. Yeah, yeah, it was hard back then. You know, school sucked when I was. I was not a pendejo. I was good at school. But the thing is, school sucked. When I was in high school, it was just fights all the time, drama, gangs, hoods or whatever. It was just bad. You know what I mean? It made you not even want to be in school. I remember a lot of times I wouldn't even come to school because I didn't want to deal with people's drama. And it didn't make it no easier that you had teachers that were assholes that didn't care. You know what I mean? That they made it to where you didn't want to be in school. They didn't even make it a fun learning environment. I didn't really see good schooling till I got to college. That's when I started finally seeing good schooling, like teachers that actually cared and took time to help you and work with you. Because I didn't have much of that in high school. In high school, most of my teachers were assholes. We had shootings all the time, and mainstream media never covered it like it never happened. I believe it. Where'd you go to school? Which high school did you go to? Like I said, if you watch one of my videos, I didn't go to high school in Oakland. I went to high school in Sacramento because I moved to Sacramento in '92, and I came back. Yeah, but what school did you go to? You know what I mean? Did you go to school in Oakland or where'd you go? But I went to school in Sacramento at a school called Harmon Johnson. Oh, De Anza. That's in Richmond, right? That's up there by like El Sobrani. I know where that's at. But we moved to Sacramento in '92 because a lot of drama was going on here in Oakland. And I went out there and I'm thinking I'm going to Sacramento. It's going to be cool. It's going to be no drama. Man, I ended up going to a school that was just as bad as any school in Oakland, man. It was horrible. It was always fights all the time. There was always racial problems all the time. You know what I mean? Shootings, gang banging, selling drugs. It was just bad, bro. And I'm like in this new city caught up in this drama, and I didn't know anybody. And I felt like a complete outsider. It was pretty freaking scary, I ain't gonna lie. Because I was a loner. I was like a lone wolf. I was an outsider in this strange land that I didn't know anything. I knew nothing about Sacramento at the time. And they throw me in this environment, and it's just bad. It's just as bad as anything out here in Oakland, bro. At the time, at least that school was. That school was horrible, bro. But yeah. But I know where De Anza is. I know that school. But yeah, I moved back to the Bay Area in '95. I came back to Oakland for a couple of years, and then I went to live in Vallejo for a little bit. Vallejo was cool. I like Vallejo too. Vallejo was a cool little town, the V town. But I didn't go to school in Vallejo. I went out there and lived for a little bit because it was cheap at the time. And I certainly didn't want to live in Sacramento. I didn't really like Sacramento that much. It wasn't for me at all. I grew up in Hesperia, California. Where's that at? That's like in SoCal, ain't it? That's what over there by Norwalk. I'm not familiar with Hesperia. I've heard Hesperia. I don't know where it's at though. But yeah, Sacramento was interesting. It was a different environment for sure. It's different mentality in the Bay Area. That's for damn sure. I didn't even know they had Crips and Bloods out there. Because, you know, in Oakland, they don't have that. They don't have Crips and Bloods. And when I went out there saying blood, they were tripping. Like, why you say blood? Are you a blood? I'm like, what? What's cracking, Jay? Hope you're having a good weekend. Yeah, I had a good weekend. I was really busy today. I'm kind of tired. I was out most of the day. I went and did some shopping next to Victorville. I did some shopping and went out and did a few things. Went out to eat some good food, and when I was coming back home, it started raining hella hard. And now I'm home. I'm relaxing, doing this live feed with y'all. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying it. You know, throw me a note. What's up, man? Anything you want me to talk about? You know, any topics you want me to bring up? Something you might want to throw into the conversation. I know one homeboy said that he had lived. I feel it. Nice, bro. One homie told me he went to school in Pianza and Richmond, in the rich town. And we all know that Richmond is just as rough as Oakland, man. You know what I mean? Richmond is no joke. I mean, it's no joke. You know what I mean? A lot of Sureños out there. You know, I guess there's homies out there too. You know, and you know a lot of blacks as well. You know, you got Central, you got North, you got South Richmond, Cutting. You know, used to have a hood called Easter Hill back in the days. You know, you got San Pablo as well. Yeah, it's wild out there. You also got those little hoods like Leroy Heights and like Montcalvin Manor. I've heard about those places. But yeah, Richmond be hood, man. Richmond is probably just as hood as Oakland. I'm in Sacramento right now working. I'm a truck driver. Okay. You're in Sacra. I don't like Sacramento, bro. Like, to live, it's cool to visit. You know what I mean? I went there, I remember back into the used to be gang fights in Berkeley High. You know, like, I like to visit Sacramento. It's cool to visit, but I cannot live there. I'm sorry. It's just not for me. But it's a cool place to visit. I got a hella family in Sacramento, you know? I got a lot of cousins out there. But yeah, in Sacra. But yeah. Yeah, Berkeley High. Berkeley High was wild too back in the days, I heard. You know, West Side Berkeley. You had the blacks too, like from South Berkeley. They used to always get into fights with the dudes from North Oakland. That was back in the days. They had a lot of drama between North Oakland and South Berkeley back in the days, I remember. You know? People from Richmond High would come to Berkeley and fight. Yeah, I believe it. I mean, Richmond, bro. Richmond's no joke, bro. Richmond's the hood, bro. Richmond is hood as fuck. I can tell you that, bro. You know, I lived in Richmond before, and I can tell you it's hood there. It's hella hood. What do you think of Modesto? I don't know anything about Modesto, so I don't have much to think about. I know Stockton is ghetto as hell. I've been to Stockton. Stockton is like on the same level as Oakland or Richmond, bro. I'll tell you that. Stockton's the hood. That place is the freaking hood. It looks like Richmond and Oakland's little cousin. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, in the Central Valley, the most hoodest place I've been to, personally, is Stockton. Yeah, Stockton's the hood, for sure. Sacramento, too. I know Sacramento's very hood, too, some of it. Like South Sac, Del Paso Heights, 23rd Street, Richmond, that's Raza town, like the Mission District. Yeah, 23rd Street is basically like Fruitvale or the Mission. You know, a lot of Raza, a lot of Mexican stores, a lot of Mexican businesses all up and down. I know it. My favorite restaurant over there is Portamex. That place is pretty good. That taco truck across the street from it called Jalisco's is pretty good. There's another one called Guadalajara down the street that's good. There's a place called Los Mexicanos right down the street from Portamex. They're kind of good. You know, there's some good spots too. There's another place called El Tucan. They're on San Pablo. They sell like Tijuana style tacos. That place is good too. Yeah, some good spots to eat in Richmond. Oh, and Casper's Hot Dog on McDonald Ave. That's my spot when I want to eat some hot dogs. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's some good spots out in Richmond for sure. You know, but I know 23rd. I know Rum Reel. I know San Pablo. I know all that, you know. You said no Crips and Bloods in Oakland. Can you elaborate? Well, if you go to my videos, I made a video called History of Pimp Culture in Oakland. And it kind of breaks down why there's no Crips and Bloods. You see, the blacks in Oakland never allowed Crips and Bloods to take over Oakland. You know what I mean? They never allowed the LA black Crips and Bloods to come to. You know, Oakland was run by black drug dealers like Felix Mitchell, Mickey Moe, you know what I mean? Little Daryl, Anthony Flowers, and various others. And also a lot of pimps used to be in Oakland, like the Ward brothers and various other pimps. And they never allowed any Crips and Bloods to set up shop in Oakland. But the Asians was claiming Crip. Now, so a couple of people said the Asians. Now, the Asians had some Crip gangs in Oakland. They had like Oakland Junior Crips, the Oaktown Crips, or Oaktown Asian Crips, something like that. But the blacks never had Crips and Bloods in Oakland. The blacks were never allowed to set up shop in Oakland or San Francisco. You know what I mean? I think a lot of that had to do with the Kumis and the Black Gorilla family didn't allow it either. But yeah, there were some Asian Crips in the Doves. I will give you that. But I'm talking about like in Sacramento, they got black Crips out there. You know, like Meadowview, the Gardens, El Paso Heights. In Oakland, you don't got that. The blacks out here claim like their hoods, like the 6 9 Ville, and the 6 9 Ville, and all the other hoods. You know, like the Brookfield, Rolling Hunnage, Sobrani Park. You know, blacks out here claim their hood. Compton and blacks are known as Pyrus. Yeah, I heard about that. But the first time that I've ever really experienced Crips and Bloods was in Sacramento. When I was little, when I was younger, there weren't very many Asian Crips in Oakland yet. But when I came back to Oakland in '95, there was a bunch of them. But there weren't too many. Like when I left Oakland in '92, and there weren't very many. And when I came back in '95, that's when I started hearing about Asian Crips and the Doves. But they never had black Crips and Bloods, bro. Not that I know of, at least. And if they did have any, they were like on the under. They weren't out there claiming like Crip or anything like that. Upper's bodyguards for Suge Knight. Sack in the '90s for show murder rate was hella high. I don't know if it was high. I don't remember. I just remember I went to a high school out there and it was pretty bad. It was called Hiram Johnson. There was always like race riots there. It was bad, bro. And then it sucked because I didn't know nobody in Sacramento. You know, I'm town business. I've been in Oakland all my life. And I end up in Sacramento, bro, not knowing no one in the middle of a fucking war zone, bro. So I can't admit it was kind of scary, bro. Because it's like, people were like, well, whose side are you on? I'm like, I'm on nobody's side. I'm not from Sacramento, so I ain't going to get caught up in your drama out here. Unless you bring the drama to me, that's different. But it just kind of sucked not having no one to have your back out there, being a lone wolf. A lot of times I wouldn't even go to school just to avoid the drama. So the blacks and Hispanics get along in NorCal. It depends, you know what I mean? I mean, just for the most part, yes. Nobody's really tripping off racial shit, but there is from time to time racial shit that sparks off in the Bay Area. They used to find bodies all the time in the River Sac. I have friends that stay there. I know that the Sacramento River, people used to drown in that motherfucker all the time because that's a rough ass river. I don't know about bodies being killed and dumped there. Maybe, I don't know. Remember I only lived there for like 3 years, so I was trying to get the fuck out of Sacramento. I didn't want to be there, so I came back to Oakland really quickly. But yeah, I could tell you Oakland was bad in the early '90s, man. It was fucking rough. It was a rough place. School there, these huge race fights, blacks and Mexicans. Yeah, I heard about the fights at Fremont High School, like my homies, because I didn't go to Fremont. I remember I went to high school in Sacramento, but some of my homies from Fremont told me there used to be fights at Fremont High School all the time in that Castlemont between blacks and Latinos. Skyline also. Oh yeah, I think I heard about in the 2000s. I heard about some fights between Mexicans and blacks. You know why? Because at that time, I was working with some community groups, and some of them would go to Skyline to try to bring like peace between the blacks and the Latino kids. They had them in Richmond High too, in Richmond too. I believe it. They had them in Sacramento, bro. I was there one time, no lie. The school I was at in Sacramento, I remember there was a fucking riot between the Asians, the blacks, and the Latinos, bro. And then the Russians got in. Because there used to be a lot of Russians in Sacramento, too. A lot of people don't be knowing that. There's a lot of Russians and Ukrainians out there. And they got into the riot, too. So it was like this big-ass brawl, bro. Especially on AC Transit. The AC Transit. You know, but me personally, I'm going to tell you guys what experience. Me personally, I never had too many problems with black folks, though. I've always been hella cool with black people, and blacks have always respected me. But there be a lot of Russians in town. A few. You know what? I haven't met as many. I haven't met as many Russians in Sacramento, in Oakland. I used to meet more in Sacramento than I did in Oakland. I met a few in Oakland, but not a lot though. Not like in Sac. I remember in Oakland for a minute there was a lot of Bosnians. There was a small community of people from Bosnia in Oakland. They're kind of like Russians, but yeah, Sacramento had a lot of Ukrainians and Russians. But like I was saying, you know what I mean? Like I never really had too much of a problem with black people. You know what I mean? Yeah, obviously there's a lot of there have been black people that have been disrespectful and act like fucking idiots with me, but that's not all black people, you know what I mean? I met some really cool ones. I met some black people that actually helped me out a lot in my lifetime. And I ain't gonna lie, I've been in a few interracial relationships too. I've dated some black girls before, so I don't know. I've never had a big problem with them. What part of SoCal you from? I think he said some place called Hesperia, I think. Hesperian or Hesperia? You know. But yeah, man, I never really had a problem with anyone. You know, I'm cool with everybody. I got white homies, I got Asian homies, I got Mexican homies, Salvadorian, Colombian, Ecuadorian. You know, I got a mixture of friends, you know. I got white friends too, so with me, if you cool with me, I'm cool with you. And that's you know, it's game recognized game with me. You know, I ain't got time for divisions, you feel me? Yeah, it's next to Victorville. Is the high desert up there by like Palmdale and Lancaster? Because I used to have a brother that used to live up that way. I live in Ventura County now. It's reverse. I've been in. That's the same thing that happened in Sacramento. When I used to live in Sacramento, people used to say I acted black. In LA too, some of my cousins from LA would be like, "Jose, you act trip, dog. You act like you're black." You know what I mean? You act like a mayate. I remember them saying that dumb shit. But yeah. I never been to Ventura County. I heard of Ventura County. That's where like Oxnard and Point Hume and Ventura, right? I've never been out there, so I don't know. I've been to LA before, hella times. I'm from East Los Angeles. I don't get how someone upstate, Sureños from the Bay, claims food if they never been SoCal. I don't get it either, brother. You know what I mean? But yeah. Well, look, this is not to offend no one, but at least in my personal experience, the upstate Sureños that I met were mostly Mexicanos, were mostly paisas. They weren't like dudes, homies from SoCal, bro. You know what I mean? Most of them were dudes from Mexico. And when I would ask them, because I actually had a few paisa friends that became upstate Sureños, and I asked them, why are you claiming Sud, bro, if you're not from LA? And like, no, I'm claiming Sud because I'm from Mexico. And that's what they would always tell me, bro. I don't think they really understood what Sud meant. So, I mean, that's just what I think. Like I said, it's no disrespect to anyone. I'm not involved in no prison politics, but that's what some of my Mexicano paisa homies that I knew that became upstate Sureños used to tell me. That they claimed Sud because they were from Mexico. You know, they never claimed LA or nothing like that, you know. Same thing with the Border Brothers. You know, I met a few Border Brothers and they told me they claimed Border Brothers because they were from the border, from Mexico. You know what I mean? At least the old school ones did. You feel me? But, Yeah, I never understood it either, you know. I'm actually from NorCal, and I've been to East LA hella times. I've been to Boyle Heights. I've been to King Taco before. I've been to Olvera Street. You know, I've been to Echo Park. I got family in Echo Park. I've been to MacArthur Park. I've been downtown LA. I've been to Los Callejones. I've been all over there, bro. I know LA real well. I've been out there hella times. You know, I got hella family. When I go out there, my family be like, "Hey, Jose, you're a trip, eh? You act like you're black." They always tell me that. Is there an 18th Street in NorCal? Supposedly, I heard about an 18th Street in Marin County in San Rafael in the canal, but I don't know too much if they are there. But that's what I heard. I could be wrong. You know, there's a 38 and a 36th Street in Oakland. I don't know that. Kind of like the 38 in LA, but the ones out here are Norteños though. But yeah, man, there's an MS-13 for sure. The only place I ever seen MS-13 in the Bay Area was in San Francisco on 20th Street. I've heard that they had them in Richmond before. I've heard they had them in Marin, but I never seen them up there. Uh, I did a MS-13 neighborhood tour in LA. I know 20th Street, 20th and Mission. That's where they had a stronghold in San Francisco back in the days. They got deported. They probably did. A lot of them probably did. But yeah, they used to have a stronghold. And also, there used to be a lot of Sureños on 19th Street, in the Mission, and in the Tenderloin. A lot of them fools used to sell crack in the Tenderloin. You know what I mean? In Oakland, they had a Sureño gang called SSL, the Southside Locals. I guess they were around like 57th. There's also a lot of Sureño gangs in Richmond, like VFL and RST. And there's SSL in Concord in the Monument area. So yeah, they got Sureños out here too. You know what I mean? For sure. They got them in the Bay. But yeah, but as far as like MS-13, the only real hood I heard about them was, like I said, in San Francisco. I don't know if they had them anywhere else in the Bay Area. Is Visalia considered north or south? I have no idea, bro. Visalia, that's way down there. I'm assuming it's Northern California, but I have no idea. Yeah, I remember it's on 57th and East 14. I have North Day cousins in Oakland. Yeah, I remember them, you know. They were around, like, I think the time when they were really deep was probably like late 90s, early 2000s. But they had a big war with the Border Brothers and the Norteños, so it was bloody. It was really bad. A lot of people got killed during that on all sides, you know. I remember that, you know. I was kind of out of the game at that point, but I had hella homies that were getting shot, that were getting killed at that time. You know what I mean? It was bad. Visalia is NorCal, isn't it? I guess it's down there by Fresno. Yeah, I remember. I'm not too familiar with the Central Valley, but I think Visalia, Visa, I think it's down there by Fresno somewhere. You know, I think according to prison politics, I think technically anything from Bakersfield on down is considered Sud. Anything from Bakersfield on up is considered Norte. At least that's what I've been told by active homies in the past. So I have no idea. There are Norteños in Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico too. Probably. I know. I heard they got Border Brothers out in Arizona, just like the ones they have in Oakland. But I'm not too sure. You know. But yeah, man, growing up in Northern California, it was no joke. Northern California, especially Oakland, bro. Richmond, Vallejo, San Francisco, even Sacramento, even some parts of San Jose, you know, it can be off the hook. It can be wild, man. I want your Hampton to prosper from the north to the south. We all Mexican at the end of the day. Exactly. See, I'm not with the prison politics, bro. I'm not a norteño. I'm not a sureño. I'm not a border brother. I'm Jose, you know what I mean? The Chicano from East Oakland. And that's what I rep myself on here. I'm Jose, Oakland Latinos United from the town. And I want to see my raza come up, you know what I mean? Like I was saying earlier, my whole point of this thing is raza empowerment. You feel me? I want our raza to excel, to go to college, to become lawyers, to become doctors, to work in the tech industry, to learn about managing money, to buy properties, to prevent us from getting gentrified and kicked out of our hoods, out of our barrios. I don't care about none of that, bro. Oakland, like I got love for my raza. Same with me, bro. You know, I want to see my people come up. You feel me? I don't want to see, like I've said many times. I've seen way too much of our young raza get killed, get caught up in drugs, you know what I mean, get caught up in jail, get caught up in gangs. And it's time that something has to change in our community. But that change is only going to come within us. You know what I mean? It's up to us to uplift and change our community, you know? Definitely we have to learn more about being responsible. You know, the book I'm reading is Salinas. It's very important, I guess. Gangs, there's East Side Market. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not familiar with Salinas, bro. Like I said, I've only been there once or twice. You know, yeah, only once or twice. I've only been to Salinas. I've never really kicked it there. It was kind of in and out. You know, it's nice out there though. I've been out there. I've been to Monterey. I've been to Seaside. I've been to Salinas. I've been to Moss Landing. It's pretty nice out there. It's a beautiful country out there for sure. A lot of ocean, you know. A lot of rocks out there too. That's for sure. You know, Salinas, San Juan, all that. Probably a lot of folks born into rough circumstances with no guidance. That is true, man. I mean, I got lucky. You know what I mean? Because, yeah, my mom and dad weren't perfect, but they were always there for me. And I had a very strict dad. And my dad was actually a troublemaker himself. You know what I mean? Hey, what's up, Art Best? My dad was a troublemaker. My brothers were troublemakers. You know what I mean? But my dad was very strict and hard on me. And my mom was very strict with me. So that's what kept me out of the problems. You know, it was they lost control of my brothers, but they made it everything possible to not lose control of me. And that's why I didn't go down that path. I never gangbanged. I never really got into trouble that much. You know what I mean? My thing was more like hanging out, cruising, meeting girls. That was more my thing. What I don't get is cliques out here in SoCal, Sudan, they be fucking with each other. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing that tripped me out when I went out to LA when I was younger. That it wasn't really about Sood. It was about, this hood, that hood. Former gang members said he grew up in gang environments and whole family was in gangs. Yeah, I mean, I've seen that up here too, bro. I've seen, dads and sons and grandchildren gangbang or sell drugs or just be part of the vida loca, be part of the crime life. You know what I mean? I've seen it, bro. Generational. I've seen that shit. I mean, I'm having that problem even right now within my own family. You know, one of my nephews, his father was in the bullshit and went to the pinta, and now his son is in the pinta. This is information I don't really share, but I'm just sharing it with y'all. You know, and it's that's happening here, infighting. Yeah, it's just it's all a mess. You know what I mean? It's all a mess. Our community has been, colonized for 500 years. We've been robbed of our history, robbed of our identity, robbed of our language. We've been treated like we're slaves and like we're nothing, bro. And you know what I mean? We're expected to be there basically they're fucking mojados. You know what I mean? Or they're fucking little gangbangers who fill up their prisons, bro. And the thing is, we don't realize that we're more than that, man. And we can prosper more than that. But it comes with self-love, man. And it comes with love of your community and your gente. And if that don't happen, you're going to keep getting messed up families. You're going to keep getting, kids going to jail, kids generationally joining gangs or joining crews or selling drugs or just getting in trouble and etc. You know, like I said, I got lucky, man. I was lucky. I had a strict dad and I had a strict mom, man. You know, that really cared. I got lucky. That's all I could really say. For some kids out there, they didn't have that luck. You know, they didn't have that guidance. You know, and that's why they went down the wrong path. You know, and I grew up in one of the most fucking dangerous cities in the world, man. You know, and if you're from Oakland, you know what I'm talking about. Oakland is one of the most fucking dangerous cities in the world, man. And that's not even. I'm not even putting that as, oh, Oakland's so hard. No, Oakland is a rough place to grow up. Period. If you're from the town, you know what I'm talking about. You know, even if you avoid the problems are always there. You know what I mean? And the chances of something happening to you are always there. You know what I mean? Oakland is that kind of place. You know, I love Oakland. It's my hometown. I'm always gonna rep my town. You know, it's always gonna be town business till the day I'm in the ground. But I would admit, Oakland it can be a fucked up place with a lot of fucked up problems. You know what I mean? And if you're from the town, you know what I'm talking about. You know? You know, I've seen a lot of violence and a lot of fucking problems. But I've seen a lot of beautiful things in Oakland too, though. So I can't say it's all been negative. But we know how the town is, especially those of us who are from Oakland or lived in Oakland before. You know? And like I said, I'm not hyping it. I rep the town out here all day. Hell yeah, I was wearing my Oakland A shirt today, repping. It says Oakland all across. You feel me? I think that Gary Brown was mayor. Oh, got super violent. Nah, Oakland was violent way before that, bro. You know what I mean? Oakland was violent when Eliu Harris was mayor. That was what, in the late 80s, early 90s, bro? Oakland was bad. Especially 90. I was telling people earlier, 92 was the most violent year in Oakland's history. It was like 190 homicides that year. The worst ever, bro. I don't think it's ever been topped off. Yeah, man. It got really bad around, like, between, like, 2002 on up to about 2010. It was just really bad in Oakland. For one, you had the gang wars between the Latinos, the Border Brothers, the Sureños, and the Norteños, and then the blacks were killing each other too. And then also the blacks were going around robbing paisas too. I remember that. The way they're robbing the Asians now. You feel me? It ain't like Chicago though. I mean, it ain't like Chicago, but it's up there, man. It's like a mini Chicago. West Oakland was super violent. Yeah, the West always been off the hook, man. You know. You know what though, man? I never had problems in the. They robbed the paleteros. They probably robbed them. Uh, I never had, baby Iraq. I never had problems in West Oakland. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I used to work in West Oakland. I used to kick it there all the time. I actually kick it there a lot now, and I've never had problems in West Oakland. For some weird reasons, even the black dudes out there were always cool with me. I never had a problem with no one in West Oakland. Recall Libby Schaff. Yeah, Libby Schaff is a piece of shit. I'll admit that. I don't like any Oakland politicians, to be honest with you. But yeah, I never had problems. You know, I had more problems in the deep than I did in West Oakland. You know, people in West Oakland have been cool with me. O.J. Simpson lived in Oakland. No, I think O.J. Simpson, maybe he lived in Oakland, but he was from Hunters Point, from San Francisco originally. From HP. But, yeah, you know, I never disliked the West. I always liked West Oakland. Matter of fact, I kick it there a lot now because a couple of my homies live out there in West Oakland. I'll be out there all the time. I'll be over there by Dogtown, kind of, in that neighborhood. I don't know if you guys know where that's at. Near Ghost Town. But yeah, I always liked it, West Oakland. I'm going to keep it real. I don't know. I always just liked hanging out there. you know. Besides Fruitvale, to me, Oakland, like to me, when I feel at home, Oakland to me is like Fruitvale, the Doves, Jingletown, East 7th Street, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, all the way to about Seminary, all the way to about Funktown. That's like what feels home to me. But when I go to the Deep, it feels a little different. I don't know why. The Deep is cool, but no disrespect to homies from the Deep East. But to me, Deep East Oakland was always like another world to me. I don't know why. Just how it is. To me, I always love the Middle East. You feel me? Anything between Seminary and about the Doves is what to me feels like home. You know, and I'm just keeping it real. That's just how I feel. You know. But outside of that world, like West Oakland was always kind of chill. I always like going out there. Never really kicked it in the Acorns, but I had a homie, a Chicano homie, who used to live in the Acorns. Crazy ass fool. They were like one of the few Mexican families in that motherfucker. There was a few other Mexican and Asian families in the Acorns, but it was mostly all black over there. But yeah, man. But I'm way past the hour mark. But I stayed a little extra. Does anybody want to throw anything into the conversation before I get off? Anything you want to say? Everything you want to talk about? You know? Let me know, because I'm about to get off soon. You know? It started out with a few people, and we got a few more. And might be random. R.I.P. Marvin Hagler. Oh, he passed away. I heard of Marvin Hagler. R.I.P. One of my homies just passed away. I had a homie from Colombia, but he lived out here in the Bay Area. His name was Carlos Mario Aguirre. He drowned in a river in Colombia last week, bro. That was a good friend of mine, a musician homie of mine. And he passed away. R.I.P. to him, man. That was a good homie of mine. But, unfortunately, I lost a lot of homies. You feel me? Like the first. Descansa en paz. Yeah, man, I feel bad for his wife and for his kids, man. But, yeah. For sure. Anybody else want to drop anything? Want to drop a question or anything you want to throw into the conversation before I get off? I'll read it out. I promise you. If you want to throw something at me, nothing. Nobody want to say nothing to Jose. Y'all don't love me. It's like that, huh? But yeah, I'm about to get off because I've been past an hour. I've been on this motherfucker for like an hour and 20 minutes. But I just want to say what's up to everybody. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this live feed. I do it every Sunday, live with Jay. This is number 16, Town Biz. S. Cepeda says Town Business. For sure. We've been put to that one homie from SoCal. This is real. We've been doing it in Oakland. The Raza, the West Carson homie. The Raza's been doing it in Oakland since the Pachuco days. And if you don't believe me, watch my video I did about Pachuco history in Oakland. A lot of fools in Oakland don't know that. Our history goes back to the Pachucos, to the Zoot Suiters. But supposedly the biggest gang in Oakland during the Zoot Suit era was a gang called the 23rd Ave Gang. That's true. That's true shit. But yeah, man. I documented a lot of the Chicano history of Oakland, the Latino history that doesn't get talked about much. And if you guys are interested in seeing that, there's a podcast where I'm on it. It's called East Bay Yesterday. Look up East Bay Yesterday and you'll find a podcast with me about Oakland Latinos United and about the history of Mexicans in Oakland. It's pretty interesting stuff. Maybe it's already stuff you heard me talk about on here, but I get into detail about it, But, yeah, man. It's not on YouTube. Go, Google East Bay Yesterday. Google East Bay Yesterday. You could either Google East Bay Yesterday, Oakland Latinos United, or East Bay Yesterday. Yeah, just look up East Bay Yesterday, Oakland Latinos United. I think you'll be able to find it. Or just go to East Bay Yesterday's website and look for the one about me. It says, called like We Were Here Before California. Once again, that's East Bay yesterday. Check that out. You know what I mean? But like I said, I'm past the hour mark. I've been on here for like an hour and a half already, and I'm very tired. I want to go to sleep. So once again, this is Jose with Oakland Latinos United. Hopefully, you guys have enjoyed this live feed. I didn't have as much to talk about this time as I normally do. I don't know if any of you guys checked out the movies I reviewed, My Culture, and also Eastside Sushi. If you want to check those movies out, they're on Tubi TV and Netflix. There's also a new movie too called East 14th that takes place that's filmed in Oakland. You can find that one on Tubi TV. I might make a review about that one this week coming up, but I gotta watch it again because I only watched part of it. But yeah, check out My Culture by Mario Bubino on YouTube, Tubi TV, or Eastside Sushi by last name Lucero. It's on Netflix. Two movies that are filmed in Oakland that are about raza in Oakland. And there's a new movie called East 14th. You can see that one on Tubi TV as well. That one's about raza, Asians, and blacks in Oakland. It's an interesting movie. I might make a review about it this week for sure. But like I said, I was watching it the other night, but I only got to watch a piece of it. So I'm gonna watch the whole thing this week, and then I'll make a review on it. So if you guys haven't seen those movies, check them out. Those are Oakland town movies, town business movies that you guys can check out, and they're brand new, so they're not old movies. But yeah, so that's about it, man. You know, I talked about COVID today. I talked about it was a year since the shutdown. We talked a lot about the hoods in Oakland. We talked a little bit about the hoods around Sacramento, around Richmond, you know. And yeah, this is Jose once again with Oakland Latinos United. Check out those movies. Check out my reviews on those movies too. You know what I mean? And leave a comment, like. Remember to subscribe to my Instagram. Follow me on Instagram or follow me on Facebook, Oakland Latinos United on either or. Like and subscribe. Subscribe to my channel. Like any of my videos. Like any of my pictures on my thing. Hey, Cubo, I'm about to get off, unfortunately, Joanna. But yeah, like and subscribe. Like my IG, Oakland Latinos United, and Facebook, Oakland Latinos United. You could like any pictures, anything you see on there. You could also send me DMs. Also, if you want to get a contact with me, you could send me a DM on, especially on IG. You know what I mean? If you want to get in contact with me or talk to me about anything, hit me up on IG and maybe we could have a more in-depth conversation. I have no problem talking to my fans. It's what I love doing. You feel me? And or you can hit me up on the Facebook channel, but my IG is a little bit easier for me to get a hold of you. And also check out, like I said, East Bay yesterday. We were here. Got a pager number. Pagers, man, you're going way back. Deeper City in the East Mall Mall. Hey, you know what? I want to leave one thing. Who remembers the MB Mall? Are you guys old enough to remember the MacArthur Broadway Mall? Right there on MacArthur and Broadway, by where the Kaiser is now. If you old school, you remember the MB Mall. I want to see if anyone's old school enough to remember that. That's old school right there. That's old school town shit right there. Well, like I said, if you want to send me a message, hit me up on IG. You can hit me up on Facebook too. And yeah, subscribe. Check out East Bay yesterday. We were here before California was a state. That's an interview I did on East Bay yesterday. Montgomery Wards. Of course, I remember Montgomery Wards on 29th and East 14th. How can I forget? And yeah, check out the movies I was talking about. Eastside Sushi or My Culture or East 14th. You can find them. But yeah, like I was saying, check all that out. And one love to all la raza, man. Oakland Latinos United. This Jose. Good night. Good. Have a good week. And power to the people. Power to la raza. Chicano power. Mexica Tiawi. And all that good stuff. I'll see you next Sunday. Maybe I'll do a next Sunday at 10 p.m. like this Sunday. Maybe I'll do a random live feed this week. But yeah. Oh yeah. I did that random live feed where I was driving around Oakland. I might do that again. Maybe I'll drive around West Oakland next time. But or maybe another city. Maybe you could drop me a suggestion. Maybe doing it in another city. But it was kind of like barrio tours, but I did it live. But yeah, man, I'm out late.